Hey everybody, my name is Mike. I pretend to be a personal trainer.
My name is Caleb. Some guy gave me a belt and I'm wearing it.
And this is Modern Era Fitness Podcast, where we talk about health and safety in the modern age.
Yeah.
Today we're talking about balance and sustainability when it comes to training programs.
Yeah. Don't overdo it. That's what, spoiler alert, that's going to be the whole point of this. You don't want to burn out, right?
Right. So my question is, what about those high-performing individuals that train like 3 hours a day that we hear about? How do they do it?
They listened to the previous episode of Modern Era Fitness Podcast and took all the tips on how to recover properly.
Oh, you hear that, folks?
Yeah. So, yeah. But,
See ya.
So recovery is one piece, and that was kind of the main point of the previous episode. But there's also a little thing that we like to call a work-life balance. And in this instance, I mean work as in physical work, like working out.
Not the mental work, like thinking about working.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
So, a good example, when I first started training in martial arts, I was hungry for it. And so, anytime there was a class, anytime my instructor was available, I was there. You got to be careful with that.
Did you go overboard?
I think so. It ran me ragged. I was able to maintain, but I feel like if I had added anything to my life at all, it would have been the tipping point, and I just would have lost it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
Burnout.
Yes, I do.
I don't know.
I know what you mean, though, about burnout and adding too much to your plate. And I think that both you and I, and probably people that are listening to this podcast and trying to cram more into their busy lives are in the same boat.
Yeah, because our schedule now is pretty jacked up. And
you mean our schedule for our facility?
Well, just our daily lives.
Oh, yes.
Because Mike and I work out early in the morning, and then we go to our day job, and then we come here and we get to do our fun job that we want to do.
Yes.
But it makes for late evenings and less family time. And so maybe I'm saying this on the podcast so we hear ourselves and recommit, I guess, to finding a healthier balance.
Yes. That's funny that you say that.
Why?
Because Michaela and I had a good, big talk about that last night.
Oh. You guys are just talking about it? I mean...
I
guess
it's
what was the outcome? Like what?
The outcome, it was, realizing, and it's a constant realization that being an entrepreneur in any way, I think, especially when you start pushing it, is it takes more than you ever think it would. Especially up front. Yes.
And especially if you're working a day job.
Yeah. And have a family.
Yeah.
And have a life. Yeah. So it's just hard to find that balance, and we kind of recommitted to finding that balance.
So what are some ways that we can do that? Like for me, sometimes it's a matter of picking the right activity. If I need to be here, maybe, I try to be here 30 minutes before a class starts, which sometimes can be tough if I'm going straight from my day job to this.
Oh, yeah.
But I try to fill that time with something a little more rejuvenating, something I enjoy. So sometimes with the doors open, people coming and going, I'll just come into the office and veg out for a few minutes and meditate, something like that.
Yeah.
And that can kind of give you fuel when you still are running.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yes.
That's kind of one of the ways that I try to cope, and I try to protect family time firmly. Which is,
I love that,
especially because my wife's schedule is so wonky. She's an emergency room nurse, and she always works weird hours, and it makes for a challenge for us to carve out that time together. So when it lines up, I make sure that's it.
Golden
that's
opportunity.
Yeah, that's the focus. So
that's really cool.
So for me, it's finding little times. It's like when you run a marathon, there are those fueling stations every so often. That's kind of what the whole meditation piece is to me. And then protecting the time that you have with family, kind of the thing that renews you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I do. Protecting the roots, I think.
Yeah.
Don't neglect the roots.
Yeah.
Or the tree's going to suffer later. Kind of a corny analogy, but I think it
No,
applies.
it works. What about you? Do you have any specific tricks of the trade to keep you going so you don't burn out?
Gosh, yes. So I like to email Caleb during the day, and we talk about stuff and send clip art. Love clip art.
Yes, you do.
I know.
It's funny. And bonus, it might get us fired from our jobs.
Hey! Really hope my boss isn't listening to this. So,
but wait. I feel like I should. Full disclosure, I'm not miserable at my job. I actually love my day job.
Oh, good.
It's just another thing on my plate. You know, especially when I have this thing that I do after hours that I love so much. I just want to be doing that.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I talk disparagingly about my day job. I love the people I work with, and I love my job.
Yeah, that's cool. I kind of view it as, you know, if I didn't get paid for my day job, would I still do it? No way.
Yeah.
If I didn't get paid for what I do here with helping people, would I still do it? Hell yeah. Not just but hell yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's and that's always been that way. So
that's a good way to look at it.
But we got kind of off track.
Yeah.
Back to the tricks that I use to keep me going because my days do feel like marathons sometimes. With the waking up, working out, working 8 hours, coming here and training people 6 days a week. It can be a bit much, especially if you're not deliberate about keeping it sustainable, guarding that family time, and guarding what's important and knowing what's important for that matter. So what I do right off the bat is meditate in the morning, and it's literally the first thing I do before anything else. Like I might drink a glass of water and then meditate, and just 10, 15 minutes tops. And it really helps to...
It sets the tone for the day.
It sets the tone for the day, and it forces me to be deliberate about what I'm bringing to the table or what state I'm in during the day, all the time.
Yeah.
And another one I have is reading in the evening. I try to read something.
Is that kind of your unwinding?
Not really.
Or is it stimulating?
It's not unwinding. I feel like it's more like windshield wipers for the soul.
Oh.
And so I can kind of get a good depiction of what's going on with myself internally.
Windshield wipers for the soul.
Yeah, because if you can't see what's going on, if you don't know what's going on with yourself, and you can't have a good objective view of yourself internally, then...
Did you get that from a Max Lucado book or something?
John C. Maxwell. I got it from somewhere. I don't remember. So meditating in the morning, it sounds kind of hokey, especially if you're have a background like me. You might be told like, "Hey, meditating is for the birds," and there's no active benefit.
I feel like a lot of people have this notion that meditation is that's Eastern mumbo jumbo.
Think about the sunset.
Magical or something like that, and that's not at all what it is.
No,
it's giving your brain a chance to. I don't know.
It's a chance to check in. It's checking in with yourself.
Yeah, and there's no real non-hokey way to explain it.
I think there is. I think it's taken a second to...
Like windshield wipers for the soul? That's not hokey?
No. Hey, that's good. Forget it. I'm done meditating.
This sucks.
It sucks.
But reading, do you think it matters what you read, or just as long as people enjoy it?
As long as you enjoy it.
Yeah.
I try not to read anything business-related or performance-related in the evening, because, good luck going to sleep.
Yeah. You're just going to think about, how can I implement it tomorrow?
Yeah. How can I work this into da-da-da-da-da, or how can I improve my client's experience using XYZ? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then the wheels are turning, and then I don't sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not good.
So I like fiction a lot more than I used to.
Good. Those are good tips.
So those are my tricks.
Okay.
And try to be last tip would be try to be present for what you're doing.
Yeah.
Whether that's writing emails or doing paperwork at your day job or whatever, studies are showing that people that are present for what they're doing at the time they're doing it are way more likely to be happy. And it's a huge factor in being happy, is just being present with what you're doing.
Interesting.
Yeah. You know what they say, white water in the morning. That's it.
So wise.
If you can name that movie reference, email us, and you'll get something. A digital high five. So
you'll receive one of Mike's clip art emails.
Clip art emails, Star Wars related, probably.
Maybe.
So I've been using a app that's helped me put down my phone. It's called.
Wait, how does that work?
It's called Forest.
Do you have to check the app to make sure you're not using it?
No, look. So it's a little timer, and it has a little tree, and so I can set it for anywhere from 10 minutes to 120 minutes. And then you hit the button plant, and it plants a little tree, and it just has a couple leaves, and it's growing, and it grows over the course of however long you set it for. So if you leave the app, it shuts it off, and then you have a dead tree in your garden. And so the only way to get out of the app is you can press the home button, and then it quits, or you can push the give up button. And
sounds so horrible. Give up.
Do you give up?
Intentionally kill this tree.
Put your phone down. But literally, look at this. It says, hey, put down your phone. And get back to work. And that's it. It's so simple. But yeah, I'm using an app on my phone so that I don't use my phone. So that I'm more present. It sounds really hokey, but it's helping. So what tricks do you have besides like the meditating and the squeezing in some mindfulness practices between work and training? Like do you like to read, or do you have a morning routine that does something for you?
Working out.
Yeah.
Like me time, making sure that you're not only giving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And not to make it sound selfish or whatever, but you have to spend time on you.
Yeah, if you don't, you're headed towards a bad place.
Yeah.
And that's something that I try to live and preach to people that train with me, is taking time for you, you know? And that's what really training is taking care of you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also proven that if you train hard, especially like we do in the mornings and like we just got done doing just now, if you're training hard consistently, you are much more able to handle the stresses of life.
Yeah.
Both mentally and physically. And emotionally, for that matter. So, yeah, take time for you. Train hard. Have you time.
I agree, man. Feel free to get us at modernairfitnesspodcast@gmail.com, or you can reach us on social media.
At MEF Podcast.
For Twitter and Instagram.
Thanks again for listening, guys. We really appreciate spending time with you and talking with you. So remember, live in a good place, keep your mind deep, and work when it's time.
Peace.
See ya. See, this is my forest right now, my garden.
You have 4 dead plants.
I know. I try real hard, though.